Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Steven Says See or Skip. This episode will be available to everyone across multiple platforms, and it is a review of the movie The Proposal. I am a huge Sandra Bullock fan, and I actually cannot believe that this is the first time I'm reviewing a movie she's been in. The movie was originally released in theaters on June 19th, 2009. I did not see it in theaters. This was during the time that I was unemployed and I was living in my parents' basement, so bit of a dark period. So I'm about to start working for Blockbuster Video, and I remember when this was released on DVD, this was one of the ones that I got to watch a week before the general public so that I could make recommendations. The plot is about a high powered career woman who's facing deportation, and she blackmails her assistant to marry her for a green card. In exchange, he'll receive a promotion. As part of the ruse, they go visit the young man's family, and his small hometown changes her outlook on life. I loved this movie. I thought it was great. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, the only reason it's not a 10 is because it's not a movie that I have to watch like every year or that it's kind of a go-to or that I own it on DVD. But other than that, it's great. It's a great rom-com and it's just tons of fun. Everything in terms of the lighting is so bright and cheerful. It's perfect for a rom-com. You just can feel that everything's kind of fun. Oh, and the lighting that they have for the strip club scene, perfect. Oh, I love that scene. It was so well done. The music's great. Every time I hear "to the window, to the wall," I think of Sandra Bullock singing it to Betty White. And when she's singing "It takes two to make a thing go right," and oh, I laugh every time. So much fun. And when Relax is playing at the strip club, oh, oh gosh, this movie was so much fun. The score is also pretty great too. It's solid, I should say. Maybe not great, but it's solid, and it kind of helps provide some transitional music as you're moving from one area to another. Very well done. Costumes are pretty basic, but the sets really help set the stage, if you will. You can feel the urbanness of New York and also the open air ruralness of Andrew's Alaskan home. Another thing that they change throughout the movie that I didn't notice, but Margaret's hairstyle goes from a ponytail to down to show that she's softening her tough corporate shell and that we're getting to get to know the woman inside. I do love the story. It's a great rom com. They start off hating each other, and of course, in a totally unbelievable twist of fate, they discover that they really do love one another. This never happens in real life, but it is always a blast when it happens in a movie. I wouldn't recast anyone. Betty White, may she rest in peace, is a gem. Sandra Bullock, she knocked it out of the park. Like Raj says, she's my homegirl, and one of the celebrities that I used to really want to meet until I heard she's not very nice when she has a random run in with one of her fans. So I'm going to appreciate her the same way I do a wild tiger, from a distance so I don't get mauled. Ryan Reynolds does a good job in this as well. And I won't lie, you can actually feel the tension in the Paxton marriage, and that is 100% because Mary Steinberg and Craig T. Nelson, go coach, are so talented. Malin Ackerman is so sweet and likable in this movie, which really impressed me because I was ready to light her on fire in 27 Dresses. She was so annoying. I wouldn't recast anyone. There's so much magic and chemistry in this cast that any changes could potentially ruin the whole thing. Even Oscar Nunez is perfectly cast as Ramon. Apparently, Julia Roberts was initially approached to play Margaret, but And that maybe could have worked and been interesting, but I'm Sandy B all the way. She did a great job, and yeah, it's a great movie, and I love it. Oh, hey, this is weird. Apparently, pro wrestler Barry Ace got cast in the movie, but was never called to start working. I wonder what happened there. Anyone got the scoop? Let me know. Favorite moment? Wow, this is a tough one. Ooh, it's probably a tie between the strip scene and the chanting in the woods. Both of them make me laugh every time, and I love them. They're so much fun. The scene in the wedding dress store, though, between Sandra Bullock and Betty White, that one's got the heart of this movie, though. So if you're looking for something to kind of get you in the feels, that's the scene to go with. Oh, hey, here's a question. Who is making books a thing now that Oprah's show is off the air? Yeah, I know, back in 2009 it was still running, and so when Oprah said read a book, we did. Because that's what you do. When Oprah tells you to do something, you do it. But now that her show's gone, who tells us to do stuff nowadays? I feel like everything is reviewers and influencers and, those pesky podcasters such as myself, but no one of them is kind of like the end all be all. We don't have this like, oh, you gotta listen to this reviewer. Oh, you must follow this influencer. Oh, this podcaster is the best. So I don't know. I just was curious. Who makes books a thing nowadays? I did love though. Would you please with cherries on top, showing how juvenile Margaret thinks Andrew is being about asking nicely to get married. The Alaskan Kennedy thing was interesting, and I wonder if we have another family that the country looks to for like a beacon of hope and emulation. Please don't say the Kardashians. Please don't say the Kardashians. Ugh, no, I'm not trying to keep up with them. One of Margaret's nicknames is Satan's mistress, and I gotta say, I don't think Satan would have a mistress. A side piece, sure, maybe Satan's slut, but not a mistress. The bipolar proposal story is kind of crazy, and I won't lie, if Humphrey Bogart was alive today, I think he would shake his head and go, too much. I did love the Pringles, Coke, and Hostess commercial that Andrew throws in when sharing fun facts about himself with Margaret. And that Margaret, like, doesn't know what YouTube is. I know it was almost 20 years ago, and YouTube was sort of newish, but people should have known what it was. Certainly someone who's in kind of the publishing industry. Oh, hey, did anyone else, when Andrew says, I got a bad feeling about this, did they hear Princess Leia saying that on board the Millennium Falcon? No, just me? Alright. Well, what can you do? I did think it was cool that in real life, Ryan Reynolds is the Canadian and Sandra Bullock is the US citizen. So it was fun that they got to kind of flip their roles in the movie. They've actually been friends for 9 years prior to shooting this movie together. So they met sometime in 2000. And I think that explains some of their on camera chemistry and connection because you can really feel that there's something real going on between them. They did both say they were a little uncomfortable with their nude scene, but that they got comfortable with it despite their protection frequently falling off. Sandra Bullock told Entertainment Tonight that her nudity was what made that scene funny and she had no problem with it being in the movie. I do think a therapist would not touch this movie with a 10-foot pole. There are manipulative things being done. There are horrible relationships. There's bad communication. I hope everyone knows that what works in a movie for entertainment will never work in your own home slash relationship. I mean, poor Gertrude, she's still carrying a torch for Andrew, and what, it's been 5, 8, 10 years? And the father son drama, whew, off the charts. Dogwatch, I loved Kevin. I thought he was great in this. And I love that Margaret realized she can't mess with the family dog if she's going to be a daughter in law. Oh, fun fact, Betty White considered turning down this role because she didn't want to spend 10 weeks away from her golden retriever. Isn't that adorable? Oh, Betty White, I miss you so much. There wasn't really any sex, and the nudity scene, you don't really see anything. No drugs, a little bit of alcohol, and really no violence. So, family friendly? I mean, maybe in terms of content, sure, but maybe shield kids from it so that they don't get the wrong idea about what romance is. They gotta come to this later in life and be like, oh, yeah, this would never work, but it's funny that they're making it seem like it could. The film takes place in Alaska, but they actually shot most of it in Boston and along Boston's North Shore, which I thought was cool. And honestly, I'm surprised I didn't notice because usually the Pacific and the Atlantic have very different looks from one another. If you haven't see it, see it. If it's been a few years, check it out. The movie holds up. It is fun and funny, and I just can't recommend it enough. I give it a 9 out of 10. And this is Steven with S4 asking, what would it take for you to marry someone so that they could get a green card?